ਸਾਈਕਲਿੰਗ ਫॉर ਡਾਈਵਰਸਿਟੀ ਦਾ ਮੁੱਖ ਉਦੇਸ਼ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਜਾ ਸਕੇ ਕਿ ਡਾਈਵਰਸਿਟੀ ਦਾ ਮਤਲਬ ਕੀ ਹੈ। ਇਸੇ ਸੰਬੰਧ ਵਿੱਚ 7-8 ਸਾਈਕਲਿਸਟ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਿ ਸਾਈਕਲਿੰਗ ਫॉर ਡਾਈਵਰਸਿਟੀ ਨਾਲ ਜੁੜੇ ਹੋਏ ਨੇ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਵੱਖਰੇ ਸਕੂਲਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਇਸ ਚੀਜ਼ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਫੋਕਸ ਕੀਤਾ ਤੇ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਕਿ ਕਿਉਂ ਜ਼ਰੂਰਤ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਮਝ ਸਕੀਏ ਕਿ ਬਾਕੀ ਕਲਚਰਸ ਦੀ ਕੀ ਮਹੱਤਤਾ ਹੈ। ਸਾਡੀ ਟੀਮ ਵੀ ਉੱਥੇ ਗਈ ਤੇ ਆਓ ਪੇਸ਼ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਇਹ ਰਿਪੋਰਟ।
I just think that, as our area grows and we just see more and more people coming to the region, of course representing all forms of diversity, just it's something we ought to celebrate. We ought to get to know each other better, enjoy the things that bring us together and they're different and that we can have fun with and learn from each other. So just believe in the power of knowledge when it comes to diversity.
How do you feel that, like in the past also, these events have been held? So how is it positive and spreading this message of diversity?
Well, I think that when people hear from the group that make up Cycling for Diversity, they can see the passion, the interest, and the desire to help, increase the knowledge level. And by doing this in so many schools, bringing the message to the youth and letting them be part of the dialogue just really is a positive part of the event.
Ken, this year, what message are you spreading from Cycling from Diversity?
Well, all the same message every year. We're building bridges of dialogue, one city at a time. We've been doing this last 4 years. This is our 4th ride. It's a beautiful day today. That's our slogan. We're speaking to thousands of kids this year over the 4 days during Cycling for Diversity Week in British Columbia. Make new friends outside your own culture. Celebrate diversity. Eliminate racism. And diversity is about friendships. So let's focus on the friendships, and I think we'll have a much better community and nation because of that.
No, I think this is just a great event, thing that you're doing. I think it's important to get that message inside the schools among young people, developing those relationships, not just keeping it within, yourself, your own little, your own race, your own group, but reaching out because, we have all so much to offer. And so that's myself, I'm Métis, and that's background for fur traders and the native communities, and so I'm a product of that that mingling together. And I think it's so important that that's our tradition as far as Canada, and I think that we need to keep on doing that and not to go our own little silos. So I know it's great work what they're doing, Ken and with all the riders, and what the message that you're getting across.
Well, I think the singular greatest importance is to remind oneself that we are all brothers. We come from the same place, and we're going to the same place. And the journey in between those 2 points needs to be one of love and harmony, not one of hatred.
Well, diversity, the message is very simple. Regardless of the cultures, we have to be very accepting of others, and we have to keep promoting it. And we have to keep showing that adults will support diversity. So that they will continue to support it as well. Events when you bike together and you go to all these different schools and touch so many different peoples and people who don't it helps a lot.
Super event. I really appreciate Ken getting it organized when he first approached me. And we come from all different backgrounds. I mentioned earlier I'm Irish background. We've got folks here, First Nation, South Asian, and we're all one. And the more we understand and realize that we're together, and just below the surface of our skin, we're all the same. We've got the same aspirations, the same goals. We love our families. We love our communities. We bring those values to a cause like this. And Cycling for Diversity, it's a great event, and I'm thrilled as the MLA for Abbotsford Mission to give my full support and to be able to read the proclamation letter today, the letter congratulations from Premier Christy Clark, Province of British Columbia.
Well, it's incredibly important because Mission's a very diverse population of students. We have kids from all sorts of cultures, walks of life, backgrounds here at the school. And I guess that's a microcosm of society at large. And we certainly want the students to grow up being not only tolerant, but celebrating the diversity of the community and of the country they live in.
And how do you feel that events like these, Cycling for Diversity events, help in promoting the message of diversity amongst the youth?
Well, it brings focus. to the issue. You know, when we talk to the students, it's one thing, but when they see a group like this that's actually doing something, that comes in and it's not their usual crowd of teachers, it's a group of guests, that makes a big difference for them.
I think it's significant because we have so many issues that happen in our society, in our communities, that pertain to discrimination, people just not treating each other well. So we kind of have to put the word out there that we have to treat each other more fairly and stop making judgments.
Well, ज़्यादातर तो यही है भी लोगों को कुछ पता चले कि भी कई जिदा ਅਸੀਂ ਸਕੂਲਾਂ 'ਚ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਮੋਸਟਲੀ ਨਿਆਣਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਚੱਲੇ ਵੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਵਰਗੇ ਲੋਕ ਵੀ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਵੀ ਇਹ ਵੀ ਪਾਰਟ ਆਫ the we also Canadians. They against racism, spread a word that you should not indulge in racism. ਕਈ ਵਾਰ ਅਣਜਾਣੇ ਹੀ ਕਈ ਲੋਕੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਪਤਾ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਉਹ ਦੱਸੀ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ ਕਿਸੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਮਤਲਬ ਗਲਤ ਮਲਤੇ so just to inform them about everybody.
I have been a part of the Cycling for Diversity because ਮੇਰਾ ਇਹ ਸਮਝਣਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਕਿ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਰੂਰਤ ਹੈਗੀ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਬਾਹਰ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਦੱਸ ਸਕੀਏ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਕੌਣ ਆ। ਅੱਜ ਡਾਈਵਰਸਿਟੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਸੀਂ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਿਰਫ ਆਪਣੀ ਹੀ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀਜ਼ ਤੱਕ ਸੀਮਿਤ ਰਹਿ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ। ਸੋ ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਇਹ ਸਾਈਕਲਿੰਗ ਫॉर ਡਾਈਵਰਸਿਟੀ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਕੰਮ ਕੀਤਾ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ, ਮੈਂ ਵੀ ਇਸ ਦਾ ਹਿੱਸਾ ਬਣਿਆ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਵੱਖਰੇ ਵੱਖਰੇ ਸਕੂਲਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਜੇਕਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਹੁਣ ਤੋਂ ਹੀ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਮਨਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਹ ਗੱਲ ਪਾ ਦਾਂਗੇ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਵੱਖਰੇ ਹਾਂ ਲੇਕਿਨ ਫਿਰ ਵੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਇੱਕ ਹਾਂ, ਯਾਨੀ ਕਿ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਮਾਣ ਹੋਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਆਪਣੇ ਕਲਚਰ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ, ਪਰ ਇੰਟੀਗ੍ਰੇਸ਼ਨ ਵੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਹੈ। ਸੋ ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਮੈਂ ਇਹ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸਾਈਕਲਿੰਗ ਫॉर ਡਾਈਵਰਸਿਟੀ ਟੂਰ ਕੀਤਾ ਗਿਆ ਉਸ ਦਾ ਹਿੱਸਾ ਬਣਿਆ ਤੇ ਹਰਪ੍ਰੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਸ਼ੋਅ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਇਹੀ ਮੈਸੇਜ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਕਿ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਮਾਣ ਹੋਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਆਪਣੇ ਕਲਚਰਸ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ, ਪਰ ਨਾਲ ਹੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਪ੍ਰਾਊਡ ਕੈਨੇਡੀਅਨਸ ਵਜੋਂ ਆਪਣਾ ਯੋਗਦਾਨ ਪਾ ਸਕੀਏ।
Because I think it's important that each child turns to the next child beside them and introduces himself and doesn't look at color. I think that they should be trying new foods, trying new friends, not just concentrating on what their religious beliefs or their color group is.
I feel that I need to try to encourage the kids to look beyond the confines of the way they were brought up, because we're all brought up differently, right? We have, like I say, we have different filters, different values, and that we need to look beyond our own self and to try to understand where others are coming from. And only once we begin to understand, at that point we begin to accept. But until we understand, we're ignorant, and then we act out of ignorance against people, and that's when we discriminate, and that's when we pick on them, and that's when we bully, and that's when all sorts of negative things happen in terms of our social behavior.
I'm really enjoying being a part of this group. I've looked and watched them from a side for 4 years, and I'm glad that today I can be part of it. The message that I hope to bring is that we all bring something to the table, and we all have strengths, and the better we can understand each other's strengths and how to use them for the good of everybody, the better off we'll all be.
Well, the reality is we are a diverse community. We have in West Vancouver, we have citizens from virtually every part of the globe. We have people from Asia, people from Africa, people from the United States, from Europe, Middle East. We are a very, very diverse community, and that's one of our strengths, I think.
And also it's a great thing that people from all communities are coming together, but what we are finding is that all the communities generally remain within their own communities. So why do you think that there should be a need to come out and integrate with others also?
Well, that's one thing that we're really concentrating on in West Van. We have a new community center, and we have programs there specifically targeting new arrivals to our community so that they can be familiarized, our staff can familiarize them with the opportunities for recreation, cultural programs, for where they go if they need help finding childcare. All of these amenities we offer out of our community center, and our staff are really targeting new people from the community, especially those that aren't from Canada.
Since how long you have been living in West Vancouver, and what do you think? How is this cultural diversity making a difference?
Well, I've lived in West Vancouver for 60 years, so it's been a very big change and a very good change for us. So we're very happy to see our community being now peopled with people from everywhere in the world. It's great.